Hi everyone, welcome to Social Studies. We are moving into our new topic this week, which is going to be all about economic principles. We have previously been talking about different topics within the economy, but this week we're really going to focus on vocabulary that is related to certain economic principles and really build our understanding specifically with our new vocabulary. So hopefully you have already completed your first couple steps on the list. You thought about what supply and demand is, then you watched a short video on it, and you had some reading as well to do with supply and demand. So take some time if you have not, and please make sure you are rereading that or reading that, please. When you're done, you're going to come to number 4, which is this video here currently that I'm making. What I am going to explain today is I'm going to walk you through how we're going to complete our assignment. We will be working on this little booklet here is what I'm calling it. It's an economic principles booklet. And you're going to notice that we have a couple of sections here, and there's actually 13 of these larger squares. So if you scroll through, there's 13 of these. Now please do not get overwhelmed. We are not completing all of those today. We will be filling this out as we complete our week this week, and then it will also go into next week as well. So this is what we're going to be filling out, and it's going to take us a little bit of time to do that as we learn our vocabulary. Today we are focusing on 2 words, supply and demand, and those are the 2 words that we will be adding to our vocabulary booklet. So what I would like you to do, and this is very helpful, is if we open our vocabulary slides and then I pull up Notability for split screen, I will be able to have my vocabulary words while I'm working next to my assignment here. So what we're going to do with each of these large squares here is we are going to talk about one vocabulary word for this square. So all the information in this larger square is going to be about supply. Go ahead and write your term supply in your first box. That's telling us the vocabulary word that we're working on. Next, you're going to add in the definition about this word, and I have it added in here for you, but for future times, you will be looking at your vocabulary slideshow, and you're just taking the definition right from here and adding it into what does it mean. So supply, it means how much of something is available for people to buy. This could mean we have a large supply, which means there are many items, or it means if we have a small supply, that means we don't have many items. So look at my sentence that I have here. In this box, we are using it in a sentence. So I have the word supply here. I went to the store and there was a large supply of apples. Think to yourself, does that mean there were many apples? There were a lot of them? Or were there not a lot of apples? In this sentence, that means there's a lot of apples. There are many apples. It is a large supply of apples. And in our last box here, we would draw a picture to represent our word supply. Now my sentence, I said I have a large supply of apples. So that is what I'm going to draw my picture of. Yours does not have to match your sentence, but it can. So that's a choice that you can make. Now these are apples that I'm putting on my shelf here. I didn't take a lot of time on my picture, so I really want you to spend a little more time adding detail into your picture. Notability is nice that we can zoom in and work on details in our photos that we need to. So that's what we would do for our first vocabulary word. We have our term, which is supply, and then we also have the definition of it. We have used it in a sentence, and we also added it in as a picture. You are more than welcome to use my example here, or you can come up with your own examples for supply. That is one part of your assignment today. Part 2, you will be completing demand. So I have already put the term in for you. You are then going to write what the definition is for demand, which if you slide over, here it is, right here. You will put that in what it means. Next, use demand in a sentence. So demand is how many people want or need something. Take a look at that picture there. I do add pictures within our vocabulary slideshow, and that could be very helpful when we're trying to use it in a sentence and when we're trying to draw a picture for that word demand. All right, so those are the only two that we're doing today. Please, oops, did not mean to draw that. Please do not move on to these other pages here. We are going to be adding those in as we go through our lessons. Today we just worked on supply and demand. Now, your teachers still want to keep track of your work and see where you're at. So for today, when you finish these two words, you still have to submit this. You can do this two ways. You can just submit your whole entire assignment here, all of these pages, to Schoology like you normally would. So I would just upload it, and your teachers are only going to look over your first two pages. And there might be, you can actually change the page range too if you would like. So if you deselect all and just click that first page, your teacher will just get that first page. That's an option for you as well. The other way we could do that is you could take a screenshot and like this, and your image is there, and then you could open a new note in Notability and put your image photo in here and upload it that way. Really up to you on how you want to do that. Just make sure that your teacher gets these squares right here to check in on your assignment today. All right, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about supply and demand. And if you have any questions, always reach out to your teachers. Good luck.